Taurus, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for early to mid-November 2025. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we can dip our toes into energy and see what's happening for the lovely Taurus collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic, my friends. Let's get it going here. My guide spirit team, talk to me. What do we got for these beautiful Tauruses out there? What energies, messages, insights can we take a little peek at? And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. At the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot, just to see what might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean into, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got for Taurus in early to mid-November. What's the vibe? What's the energy? Let's get this card out nice and quick for you. What do we have for our good friends? Can't wait to see what energy show up this week. Okay. All right. So this energy is very dreamy. It reminds me of water sign energy, which happens with your oracle cards from time to time. It's very intriguing imagery. We see the lady there. It looks like she's doing yoga or taking a nap, or maybe a mix of both. This energy reminds me of the Four of Cups. Now, before we fully dive into it, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the November subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. And also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, back into the reading. Let's talk about it. So yeah, we see here there's like this clock right at the very top, and all the numbers are shooting off in a lot of different directions. There's a beautiful etheric background, and this lady, it looks like she's sleeping. So in the good sense, this card to me is like super imaginative and creative, great time for any creative pursuits, thinking outside of the box. So whether it's art or just expression, whether it's for business or pleasure, any sort of artistic or creative expression is really good. But if we just put that to the side, it can be a little daydreamy. Now, it's great for coming up with ideas. It's great for coming up with thoughts. But it could sometimes be overthinking. Sometimes this could be, just in the brain, escaping through the mind into fantasy. Again, no judgment here, but like to me, it could be someone overthinking in a big way as well, where there's way more going in here than there is out there. So we'll want to look at it. Now, for another portion of you, this can tie into like sleep, rest, relaxation. Make sure you're getting proper rest when this card shows up. But yeah, to me, it's just someone that's in their head often. So I don't feel like there's too much to read into there. I mean, again, it could be somebody else. It doesn't have to be you, just overthinking something. But we're just going to let them chill out. Let's get into tarot. And yeah, maybe it's even meditation or yoga or prayer. That could be part of it too. But yeah, I always say that first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get you 3 tarot cards in the upright. Then we'll get into that intuitive juiciness. Let's shuffle it up one time here for Taurus. And while we get this deck shuffled up and ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. So it was a different energy than I'm normally used to seeing around the Taurus Collective. It was titled Explosive Action Incoming. Did not feel slow and steady whatsoever. This energy was coming in hot. So whether it's actions we're about to take or somebody else, to me, it just felt like something intensifying really quickly. So just know if that hasn't happened, if there's no situations that have intensified drastically, that could still linger for a couple weeks. But we're going to see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid, never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or somebody else, right? Let's get it going. 3 cards here for my Taurus friends. What do we have in early to mid? Yeah, there's the intensity. I really like this. So we're starting here with the Wheel of Fortune, and you got 2 cards. I'm just going to get them out one by one. The Wheel of Fortune is beautiful. It's one of my favorites. It's just very rapid. Then we have the Queen of Wands, so fiery. So this kind of fits the overall vibe we were seeing last week. Let's get one more out here just to see what's up. So far, I'm feeling cautiously optimistic about this. What we got? Okay, Queen of Pentacles, one of your power cards right there. So lots of people showing up for one reason or another. So we're going to have to check her out and see what's going on. But let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, then we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first glance, I always like to look at the elements, because I feel like what they are and how they move is really important to what areas of life are showing up, or how the energy is moving in general. So it's intriguing to me that we go from a very fiery energy to earth, where like it could be energies that are I don't want to say extreme, but like we're moving, we're going, we're flowing, and then boom, the energy just seems to stop. But the Wheel of Fortune, I link to multiple elements, so we're not going to attach an element to me. That's Jupiter energy, so very expansive, good luck charm. We have fire, which is the realm of action, passion, drive, desire. So whether it's the actions we take or the actions other people take, um, it's the internal combustion. It's our motivation to do things. It's the engine that makes us go. And the downside to the fire is the explosiveness, right? The volatility, where it could be going one way and then boom, it goes that way. Oh, then it goes this way. There's like an unpredictability to it, which I saw in the energy last week. Then we have the earth, your comfort zone. That's your power element. Strong, dependable type of energy. I think it's really nice. It represents the material world. So when we think about money, finances, work, career, studies, it could represent home and family. So I always say when we talk about the world being a stage, the pentacles is the stage we walk upon. So both of these are outer energies as well. So it's like we have actions and then we have the world. The inner cards are the cups and the swords. So I'm not seeing much of that. But let's go through and start building this out piece by piece. Position number one, we start with one of the best cards in the deck, in my opinion. We have the beautiful Wheel of Fortune. And I always say, to me, that's my four-leaf clover. That's my good luck charm in the tarot deck. So regardless of what shows up throughout the reading, it's like, no, you probably have Lady Luck on your side, or there could be something that takes a nice break for you. I just feel like it's super lucky and charmed in a good way. Now, that's not all it means, though. And as I mentioned, to me, I see it as Jupiter energy, so expansive, guardian angel type of energy as well comes through with the Wheel of Fortune. But this is also a highly karmic card. So it speaks about cycles, beginnings, endings, things opening, things closing. The wheel is always turning. It's very similar to the world in that way. But the difference with this card, and it's one of the struggles, aside from the karmic and all the other stuff we spoke about, is that the wheel moves quick. It is very sudden. It is very rapid. It is very surprising. So that fits the bill with what we saw last week. So this could be a good thing, like a lucky break or a win that pops out of nowhere. We'll just have to see. Now moving to the middle, as we get this Wheel of Fortune tucked back in by the amethyst crystal, we have the lovely, beautiful Queen of Wands, big fire sign energy. So whether you have fire placements or you're connected to a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, remember it's not gender specific. Um, if we're not looking at a person, queens represent the internal aspect of the suit. So how someone feels on the inside. So I already gave you a rundown about the fire suit, the passion, the drive, all that good stuff. Very motivated. She is a huge card of self-confidence. So how do you feel about yourself? How do you feel about the actions you take? How do you feel about the effort? How do you feel about your response? Like these are big things that show up with the Queen of Wands. In She could also represent aesthetics. So beauty, there might be something you're changing about your look or how you present yourself to the world. This is a huge card of optics. So in the good sense, it's confident, it's bold, it's feeling good, I'm on top of the world. In the challenging sense, aside from the unpredictability, all the good stuff I just said could spin the other way. So hopefully you haven't had a little knock to the confidence. I don't necessarily feel like that's it, especially since we have other good cards, but it's just worth noting. This is about someone's self-confidence. Now, moving to the back end, we have one of your power cards right here, not just your element, and again, not gender specific. We have the beautiful Queen of Pentacles. And remember, queens represent the internal aspect of the suit. So what could she mean? She is about feelings of security. So this is self-confidence. This is like my feelings of security. Do I feel confident in something? Do I feel secure? Do I feel safe? Those are big things with her. Aside from that, the Queen of Pentacles to me is overflowing blessings and abundance. She's very similar to the Empress when I look at her. So this could be something really great coming in. But at the same time, it's an energy that can also feel a little stuck, or an energy that's not really doing much or moving too quick. So I find it peculiar that we have such fast moving energy here in the front, and then boom, Queen of Pentacles comes in. So whether it's something that stops or something that was going fast that slows down, it's like we're taking 2 steps forward, 1 step back. That's potentially how it is. But again, I feel optimistic about this energy because nothing is showing me that these are huge challenges. So, and for another portion of you, it could be another earth sign when she shows up. But I want to dive deeper on all of it, Taurus. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for you, my friends. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot. because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see what that has. Oh, and yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Taurus, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, why is the wheel in the mix? Why is the wheel here? Please. Thank you. Okay. All right, so we do have the Five of Cups in the upright, the River of Tears. Now, I'm going to split this in a couple of different ways because I know people experience life in different ways. If you have been recently going through a time of tension or problems or things that like have been bugging you for quite a while, when I see the wheel with the Five of Cups, it is something that changes quickly. So there could be a lot of problem resolution in this time, especially since this is like a speed bump to me, especially with the Wheel of Fortune, luck being on your side. But at the same time, there's an unpredictability to this energy. Okay. And we'll see as we move throughout the reading. So I don't know if this is a person. I don't know if it's a situation. I don't know what it is, but it has me a little skeptical because I'm like, why doesn't this seem very reliable? Or like, what's going on? Like, there's something that's not quite computing here. So watch out for somebody feeling a little confused. Again, it doesn't have to be you, but it's like, something's not stacking up here. Now, hopefully, for a lot of you, this is a change for the better. I could absolutely see that. But you know, the Five of Cups, it's called the River of Tears. You see that person, they're quite sad, right? They're dressed in black, the cups, all that good stuff. It's on a spectrum. It can just be a little gloomy, but it can also be pretty rough. The positive thing about this card, I always say, is that it's a temporary problem or a temporary issue. So there could be something very specific that you're dealing with right now where Spirit's like, hey, Taurus, it is not forever. It's something that's temporary. So that could be a good thing, especially with what I said earlier. Like if you've been dealing with something for a while, there could be good problem resolution here. But at the same time, the energy just feels unpredictable. It doesn't feel very stable, especially when we're talking about this energy here on the back. So that could be a problem. Let's keep moving. Let's see what the Queen of Wands has. We'll see what the Queen of Wands has to say. Then we'll get to the Queen of Pentacles. I wasn't predicting that Five of Cups to pop, but it is what it is, right? So we take what the cards throw at us. So why is the Queen here? Better. Better. Okay, so there could be an issue or a problem, and it like chisels you into a better form, if that makes sense. I know I'm getting hyper specific. I feel like I'm doing a personal reading, but there could be a time of tension. I don't even want to put a label on it like problem, but there could be a time of tension where you were supposed to deal with it that elevates you, that helps you level up. That's huge here, especially here in the center. So, for some of you, I don't want to say there's a karmic lesson to be had or a karmic situation. That could absolutely be the case. I'd rather say situation than lesson, because right here with the karmic tie, and it's like, yeah, no, it'll solve itself. But then, boom, I reach the next form. I level up. We have the Emperor underneath the Queen of Wands. Now that is fiery. He's in the upright. This is the King of Kings. Now, normally this card connects to the Aries zodiac sign. Some readers also give it to you. They also give it to Taurus. So when I see the Queen of Wands and the King of Kings together, it's like I feel great. I've learned from something and I have elevated myself. So again, whether it's a karmic situation or a karmic lesson, it's like chiseling you in a positive way where you can reach the next form. I don't want to use a term like glow up or level up, but that's kind of how it feels to me. So I get expansion, like rapid expansion. So, and if you're in the midst of this Five of Cups energy, if you're going through one, the silver lining to me is that it's going to turn you into the next best version of yourself. So I think that's a beautiful message. I see big expansion and a level up type of energy. So we're going to keep moving. Now, again, normally the King of Kings, the Emperor, he represents control. Sometimes it can be overly controlling, but he didn't come out in the reverse. So these two cards together, they're confident, they're bold, they're moving in a good direction. Let's see what's up with the Queen of Pentacles. Maybe there's something here with groups of people. Maybe. Let's see. Let's see what the Queen has, then we'll do a quick recap. I'm going to stick to what I was saying about potential karmic situation or lesson changing you into the next version. Okay, so whether it's something you've already gone through or whether it's something you're going through right now. Some of you, you've already experienced this, whatever this is. But let's go in on the Queen. We'll see what she has. Why is the Queen of Pentacles here? You know, it makes me laugh. All right, so you know how sometimes people, like, you tell somebody something, they're like, yeah, I'm not surprised. Like, nothing surprises me anymore. It's like one of those. So I'm not sure if someone's going to literally say that phrase to you, like, nothing surprises me anymore. It's like that. Because we have the Two of Wands in reverse underneath the Queen of Pentacles. And this is someone that is very well equipped to deal with the curveballs that the universe throws at them. That's just how it feels. Remember, she's an energy that's like super abundant, secure, and stable. The Two of Wands is my card of strategy and planning. Okay, it's like we need to do this, 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 and this. When it shows up in reverse, it's an unplanned energy, but it doesn't phase the Queen of Pentacles. So this is an energy that does, yes, it feels unplanned. So there might be situations, the curveballs we already spoke about, but it's like, yeah, well, nothing surprises me anymore. Like, oh yeah, it is what it is. It's like that kind of energy. So I think that's great when we look at the big picture of the energy, especially with this situation we have in the front. Um, I mean, yeah, the universe could be throwing various things at you, but again, I don't see it like unseating you. I don't feel like really knocking you on your butt or anything like that. If anything, I feel like you're well prepared for whatever the next chapter is, whatever the next step is. That's how this feels to me, preparation. And for some of you that might be cross watching, the same can go, right? The same can go for you. So I like this energy overall, even though we got some little choppiness here and there. But let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow. If you kindly look in the box, position number one, we got the Wheel of Fortune and the Five of Cups. Now, for a lot of you, if you've been going through some tension, this could be Spirit saying, like, okay, that's on its way out. All right, that's almost done. It won't be bothering you as much in the short term future. But there's an unreliable energy here. So whether it's a person, whether it's a situation, it's like, it's making me feel shaky. I'm not sure how I feel about this, not sure how I feel about that person. But as we move towards the center, there is something that shows us a karmic situation or lesson where it's like you're going to be happy you went through this, or you're going to be happy you experienced it, because there is a situation that will chisel you into your final form or next form where you can level up. The wisdom and the experiences you gain from this energy here in the front actually works in your benefit when we get to the Queen of Wands and the Emperor in the upright. Confident, bold, everything under control. So I think this is great. And to me, it's a level up expansion type of energy. On to the back end, we have the Queen of Pentacles with the Two of Wands in reverse. So whether this is the universe throwing you one of those unplanned circumstances or a surprise, to me, the energy seems well prepared to take it on, where it's like, okay, well, nothing surprises me anymore, but I got this. I'm cool. And that could be due to whatever lessons were learned here or partially due to that. So please take a screenshot if you want to look into it further. Let's see what's in the shadows. Okay, let's get a good shuffle here for Taurus. What do we got? And yes, I always like to pull one of these at the very end just to see whether it's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards don't always have to be a challenge. They could be a good thing too. So let's get you one. And yeah, if you made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love for all my channel members. Okay, let's get this shadow card out. Let's see what we have here for Taurus. Please, thank you. Cool. So even your shadow card looks pretty cool this week. So we have the Ten of Cups. And I'll give you the shadow side of it, but I just need to mention the Ten of Cups is one of the best cards in the deck. So even when we draw it in the shadow sense, it's like there's something good coming in, even if you don't quite see it just yet. So again, very reassuring in that beautiful type of way. But the downside of the Ten of Cups, it could be very heavy emotions. So just knowing this time you might be much more sentimental than you normally are. You might be feeling things deeper than you normally do. And the Ten of Cups can sometimes represent overindulgence as well. So just watch out for that. Any pleasure of the flesh, whether it's you or somebody else. Ten of Cups is someone enjoying themselves quite a bit. And there's nothing wrong with enjoying yourself, but just watch about people crossing lines, if that makes sense. So we're going to put it down right there, Taurus. That's what I have for you this week. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details. The November subscriber surprise. If you would like further insight on your situation and you'd like to have a little chat with me, you can book a personal reading with me on my website, mastermetaphysics.com. You'll see my digital calendar is open for the month of November. They're filling up pretty quick, so if you'd like to have a chat, come over and see me. But for the November subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 3 copies of a lovely deck. It's fairly new. It's called Tarot of the Woodland Wardens. It has a whole bunch of fluffy critters. It's really adorable. I think everyone would like it. So if you like to get your name in for this, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, since it is November, what are you most grateful for right now? You'll be entered to win, and at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love, and I'll see you soon.